Good morning, good people. Today is Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, the last day of the month. Tomorrow is the 1st of May. Is that May Day? I think that's May Day. Well, anyway, here we are on assignment once again in a secret location in a galaxy not far, far away. But it is west of Sin City, east of Death Valley, and south of Area 51. What not a bevy? Buenos dias. Glad to see you. We miss you. I know that Miss Trinkle, wherever she is, good morning, Miss Trinkle, wherever you is, misses you. And she taught me a new one yesterday. This is from Mrs. Trinkle, wherever you at, was watermelon, chicken, Cadillac cars. We aren't as dumb as you think we is. Okay, so we have a really big show today. Who do you believe you are? This is day 3 in week 2 of our neuroscience-oriented approach to success. Day 3, week 2, inside my skull-sized kingdom. We're talking about the reticular activating system, the RAS. The thing that is constantly scanning all information available to us to support our beliefs. This is a really big show. This is the part of the brain that people have associated with the law of attraction and other similar things. And it turns out there's a part of our brain, in our brains, about the size of our pinky, a bunch of neurons that act as a filter. They let in the things that we believe to be true. So the first example of that would be in the olden days when you'd go to the airport, or if you were at the airport or you wanted to page somebody at the airport, you call the airport and say, would you please page so-and-so? And you would hear an announcement, would so-and-so please go to a white courtesy phone? And with the thousands and millions of people that go through the airport, the funny thing is, you don't hear anybody else's name, but if they say your name, the second your name is mentioned, bammo, you hear it in real time. So what does that tell us? That tells us that there's a part of our brain that's always scanning all information available to us to support our beliefs. Well, how come I've never heard of the reticular activating system? Well, because we didn't have tools that were powerful enough to be able to identify it. Now we do. Now we're getting a much bigger understanding of how the brain works. Still don't really know. It is the most complex thing in the universe, but we're getting some hints. And here in our week 2 inside our skull-sized kingdom, we focused. Monday was neurons, Tuesday neurotransmitters, Wednesday reticular activating system, where our goal is to help answer 2 questions. 2 simple questions. Number 1, who am I? And number 2, why do I behave the way I do? And if we can answer those questions, then we can dial in who we need to be right now. I know that's easy to say. It's easy to say. Now, what not a bevy? How are things for you? How are things in Fort Jacks? While you're answering that, and just to let you know, Atticus broke his phone, but they told him it would be ready either May 1st or on this Friday, 2 days from now. So, that's why we might not have heard from him. But he's out at Pratt as security. So, what else do we have on our hit parade for today? Let's see. We have our daily prayers. Oops, not our daily prayer. Advice from an 80-year-old. What am I talking about? Daily prayers. Who prays daily? The shadow do. Right. Some people don't get that. They don't get the TV show The Shadow. They think it's the Jungian shadow. Live your life so that your epitaph could read no regrets. I don't know. What do you think about that? I'm asking the clouds in the sky. What do you think about that? Okay. Live your life so that your epitaph could read no regrets. I think we all agree that's a great aspiration. Let me just add that here, because we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties this morning, but no regrets. Ha ha. Okay, letting me know. Very fun and purposeful and meaningful. Okay, thank you for letting me know. You, what does that mean? Letting me know, yes. All right. Whoa, Seth Godin, got a good one from Seth today. Unforgettable ideas. Whoa, magic. Magic, people. I just got shorter. Hello there. What up? Ring. I'm just talking to, okay. Let's see. Looking over there for the unveiling. Aha. Ha ha. Okay, I don't know what that means, but Seth Godin, uncomfortable ideas. I want to get your take on this, Whatnot of Bevy. Uncomfortable ideas. The ideas aren't uncomfortable. We are. It's not the idea that's uncomfortable. That's just pixels on paper or vibrations in the air, right? You don't have to like the weather to acknowledge that it's raining. Right, okay. Not sure what the deep down significance of that is, but I'm confident that Seth Godin do. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, how come I'm getting taller and shorter? Taller, shorter. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else on our hit parade. Daily Stoic, good one. Stoic virtues. Temperance. Let's see, what was it? Don't rattle, remember. That's not good. Okay. Jordan Peterson, good one. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. All right, let's see how we're doing for time. 8 minutes and 12 seconds in. Okay, let's see. Today is our volunteers breakfast, so the good news is we're going to cut this short anyway. A lot of stuff to do. Last week we had the full luncheon. Let me talk about that for a second. And we had 36 people show up, our orphans and widows, what other people might call the homeless. We're at the event, and we're moving more towards a fellowship. We're having a schedule of fellowship, not just providing services to the people most in need, but to sit with them having a meal and lunch and praying and etc. So that's kind of cool. Got to get ready for that today too, because we have a simple breakfast every Wednesday, oatmeal and fruit and things like that. So let's see what else. How are we doing for time? Time. Such a runic rhyme. So, Whatnot a Bevy, how are things in Fort Jacks other than blessed? How's work? When are you going back to school? And we should chat on the phone. Okay, let's talk about the reticular activating system once again. So the reticular activating system is located in the brainstem, the part where all of the senses come into the brain from the outside. So things like our ears, nose, taste, touch, etc., they don't go straight into our brain. They go in through the brainstem, through the spinal cord. And according to Mark Dawes, we have 400 billion bits of information flowing into our brain every second. And you might say, no, can't be right. But if you think about it, good. If you think about it, when you stare out into space, into the sky, all of those pixels, all of those colors, that's taking up billions of bits, or not billions, but that's taking up a lot of information, every feeling that you have. For example, if I say, notice the floor, you put your attention on your feet and you feel the floor. The floor just didn't just appear, it was always there. Your reticular activation system said, I don't need to feel the floor right now. I can block out that information coming into my brain. And the same thing with sounds. You might think it's quiet, but then if you focus, you can hear things. Well, when you focus on hearing, it's not that the stuff is all of a sudden coming into your brain. It's always been coming into your brain. You just ignored it. You just ignored it. Now you become aware of it. So about 400 billion bits of information coming into our brains every second. That's way too much information. So the reticular activating system, in a way, acts like a filter to only let in the things that are important. That's it. So what do? You decide what's important. Vision boards are a way to decide what's important. Repetition is a way to drill it into you. Telling yourself that things are important. Mark Dawes talks about affirmations as opposed to just positive statements, that if you don't believe it, it doesn't work. So you have to believe it. And once you believe it, now your reticular activation system can lock on to it and then use that to move forward. So if you believe you're beautiful, what you're going to see is things to support your belief that you're beautiful. And your reticular activating system will block out everything else. If you think that the biggest one we would have would be people say, I can't type. I can't type. Well, what's going on in your brain? If you say you can't type, if you believe you can't type, then every time you make a mistake, your brain is going to put a message out there that says, see, you can't type, another mistake. Carol, what's her name? Carol at Stanford. She's with the Stanford group. Growth mindset. Anyway, Carol Boom Pop says a way you can handle that is you add one word to the end of the sentence. One word to the end of the sentence, I can't type. If you want to learn to type, if you want to change your reticular activating system, if you want to reprogram your beliefs, you add one word at the end, and that word is yet. I can't type yet. Right, you got it. You got it. What, not a baby? I can't type yet. And then what happens? What happens is, as you're typing, when you make a mistake, you notice, wow, I'm making fewer mistakes, or I went more words without a mistake. Yeah, I am getting better. Mark Dawes says our self-image is made up of our self-beliefs. That's it. Period. End of story. Our self-image is made up of our self-beliefs. So whatever you believe about yourself, hint, hint, whatever you believe about yourself is what you see. And Duckworth, Carol, boom, it's right there. Carol Dweck. Got it. Gotcha, sucker. Carol Dweck, Angela Duckworth, McGonigal, all of those people at Stanford working on the same thing: growth mindset, persistence, grittiness, becoming gritty, grit. Don't give up. What's that other word that starts with an R? That means you bounce back from things. Oh yeah, that's it. Resilient. Right. Resiliency. All of that part of a growth mindset. That is controlled or highly influenced by your reticular activating system. If all is despair, right, what not a bevy. If all is despair, all you see is the problems. Or as my father would say, you're focusing on the hole, not the donut. Focus on the donut, not the hole. Okay, so we're at 1611 in. Interesting that Diana, we haven't heard from her for several weeks now, at least maybe 3 or 4 weeks. So hope she's doing well. Maticus von Atticus is without a phone. And in the days of the phones where we say the phones suck, the second you don't have one, life gets suckier. Is that right? I don't know. I'll have to ask Miss Trinkle whenever I see her on that one. But the good news is there's a new phone around every corner. Okay, so with that, we're going to say, what not a baby? Are you at work today? I can give you a call after 7 o'clock. My time, 10 o'clock your time. Just send me a text if you don't mind. Oh, I got a new phone. And my new phone. Burp. Unfortunately, I lost my 4,000 contacts. So if you could send me Lucy's and Catman Joe's numbers, Edwards, maybe go to the family group, take a screenshot of everybody's number, Roxanne, Elise, etc. You know who your siblings are, but time to go. I'm going to say and cut. And cut.